You know, you drive up and down 285 and it's always like kind of that strange building off of off of 285, and what the heck is that?
That would be the headquarters for the Cline Tarryall Ranch. And for residents of Park County, this represents the core of their history.
It has an association with high altitude ranching. 1859, gold's discovered in Colorado.
The gold rush was one of the building blocks to Colorado's development, but there's always more to the story.
Thousands and thousands of miners are coming and they need to eat.
That's where Park County's ranching heritage comes in.
For people with enough foresight to say, like, we're going to go and we're going to try and make a living not chasing gold, but raising sheep and cattle to feed these guys, maybe one of the most important things in Colorado's historical development.
Emblematic of that development, this Pueblo-style ranch house just east of the town of Como.
The ranch house itself was built in 1928 by the Cline family.
Foster Cline was a prominent Denver attorney with a flair for style.
The building itself is also relatively significant for its architectural style, so this is kind of what we would call a vernacular representation of Pueblo revival, definitely more common in the Southwest. So you see this style of building in a high altitude montane valley is a really unique thing to see.
The Cline family rarely stayed here, instead leasing the ranch to tenants.
Really typical of ranches across the West, that you had investors and owners who then had managers live on site and operate it. Various families operated over time. The most prominent is Dan and Doris Hamilton, who operated the ranch from 1946 until 2001.
The building saw a few changes over the years.
The porch, it's believed to have been constructed not much longer after the building. It is pretty apparent that it uses different stone. The roof was added sometime in the 1980s to help with the snow load and rain and drainage. They put it on for practical reasons, but unfortunately it also dramatically changes the appearance of the building.
The ranch ceased operations in 2001. That's when Park County became interested in preserving it.
Park County has a long track record of success in historic preservation and a really robust preservation community.
Because of its location and where it sits, also in that view shed that is very beautiful and dynamic. It also gives folks the opportunity to look at a ranch house in its ranch house setting.
The county purchased the property in 2011 with the intention of preserving and restoring the buildings.
We have the main ranch house, we have a barn that predates the house, I'm pretty sure, and then also a bunkhouse.
When we looked at it, having that building, it was like, okay, we really need to do something to preserve that.
The county has big plans.
Rehabilitate the property back to its original appearance, research or educational center, artist retreat. We've considered a rent-a-ranch program, something related to outfitter for people who enjoy the state wildlife area.
It's got 1,600 acres around it that people can come up and they can walk, they can wander, and they can see this. Really, I think it's a magnificent old structure.
Time has become a critical factor.
It's unique. It has a lot of history to it. The wind has pulled those 2x4 or the sheets of plywood off.
The South Park site stewards keep an eye on the structures for the county.
We come out about once a month and just take a look at it. We take photos each time we come and visit the site and keep track of where the areas of neglect are.
It's in a really wide open area, so it gets hit very strong by the intense weather up here.
That harsh climate, though, brings people in Park County together.
To live at 10,000 feet and with 20, 30 mile an hour winds sometimes when it's 10 below, you just kind of get this connection with people that have lived here before.
That connection to history, perhaps the project's biggest asset.
Once you get started on a project in Park County, it's amazing how much volunteer help, how many people you can get involved.